Welcome all to this tutorial. Today we are going to be doing some prep work in order to create all the necessary things that we will need in order to resize a logical volume, but not resize in a sense to grow it, but rather instead to shrink it. Now, not a common practice, but you still need to know how to do it, so let's get to it. First up, we will do the prep work as I said, and this will include some of the things that we've done before. So fdisk /dev sdb, and I would like to create a new partition. Primary number 3 is fine. The defaults here, let's say I want it to be 5 gigabytes. Partition 3 of type Linux is set of size 5 gigabytes. Okay, that doesn't matter. That works. It passed. Next up, we need to specify the type. So we will use 8E for LVM, Linux LVM, and then I will go ahead and write the changes. Excellent. So the partition table has been altered. We need to run part probe to force the kernel to reread the partition table, to reload it. Anyway, that has been done. I'm gonna go ahead and clear the screen. Let's do fdisk space dev sdb. Oh no, that's not what I wanted, sorry. I wanted to get a listing. And there we go. We have sdb3 at the bottom. Let's go ahead and clear the screen. Next up, we need to do pv create, so in order to create our physical volume, and for that we will type in dev sdb3. No big deal there. So we have created a physical volume there. And next up, we need to extend our group to envelop it. So we will type in vg, and if you type tab twice here, you can see that you have a good amount of options. We will use extend in order to extend group lyra1. That group lyra1 will be extended with dev sdb sdb3. Okay, so volume group lyra1 successfully extended. vgs. Let's take a look at the groups. So it says down here, where is it? lyra1. Okay, so it says for lyra1 it says physical volumes 3 and logical volumes 1. You might notice that that my groups tend to change a lot since I do a lot of prep work for these tutorials. I tend to test things out, but it doesn't really matter. Sometimes there is stuff there from other tutorials as well. What is important is that you see the segment that we are doing now in the moment. Next up, now that since we are reducing the logical volume, I might as well show you how to reduce a group. So just go ahead and type in vg reduce. You specify the group name, and then you just literally specify what would you like to remove from the group. So dev sdb3, and there you go. It says removed dev sdb from volume group lyra1. I can vgs again, and it says that I have in lyra that I have 2 physical volumes, and if I do vg extend and then vgs, you see that lyra1 now has 3 physical volumes. If you're not following me, you can just follow the mouse now. I am selecting the portions that are different after reducing and extending. Anyway, let's go ahead and clear the screen. Next up, we are going to go ahead and do well, let me just show you a shortcut for something. LVS while I'm here. There you go. You can see logical volumes listed here as well. We are looking at lyra. Well, are we? No, that's just for logical volume. We haven't actually created what we want yet. Those are some things for the previous tutorials. So go ahead and type in LV create, because we are now creating a logical volume, and I would like it to be to have the size of 4 gigabytes. We shall name it new, and it shall belong to the group lyra1. Ext4 signature detected. Do you want to wipe it? Yes, everything will be wiped. Logical volume new created. Now that we need to partition, now we need to format it. So mkfs dot ext4. We have to format it with ext4 because xfs does not support shrinking, and ext4 does support it. Simple as that, nothing to it really. So just go ahead and type in dev lyra1 new, press enter, and there you go. It has indeed been formatted, so all is well and done there. Let's just go ahead and do a mount to be sure that all is well and fine and dandy and functional. Lyra1, and I have created a folder for myself in the mnt directory. I'm sure that you know how to do this by now, called new. So mnt, this is my mount. This will mnt, this is my mount point. Oh, okay, I don't have the folder new. Doesn't matter. Let's just see what do I got there. So I have logical volume, Udemy, and let's go use lv reduce. That's going to be just fine. If you don't have the same folders as me in the mnt, it's completely irrelevant. All of these things that we're creating in the mnt directory are just some folders that are probably temporary, that we are just using for our purpose, and in the moment you know how to create a folder or directory. Just type in mkdir and then specify the path. No big deal there. So we have mounted it. There were no problems there. Let's go ahead and clear the screen. Now we will go ahead and type in df space -h, and at the bottom it says 3.9, the 16 megabytes used. See this one here where it says 16 megabytes. That's the metadata that has been taken by that's the portion of the disk that's been taken by the system for some sort of information that it needs to place on it by default, so don't worry about it. That's perfectly normal. Anyway, now that we have done this prep work, in the next tutorial we will deal with the actual resizing in terms of reducing the size of a volume. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.